Are you still on Twitter?
I am.
Can you get off?
No,
Maybe we have a paper to do.
It's really addicting though. Like, have you ever tried it?
No, but I bet you could not go a week without being on Twitter.
You're probably right, but I think you should get it.
What? No. Only if you go a week without it.
Okay, deal. You have really small hands. Okay. 7 days without Twitter. It can't be that bad. I got this. Okay, yeah, I got it. Shouldn't be too hard at all. 7 days. Got it. There's a squirrel out there I should tweet about. Ah. Can't do that. Okay. I don't have this. This is bad. Oh boy, what am I supposed to do? What do I do with my time?
Okay, so it's my first day on Twitter, and all I can see are silly updates about what people are doing. Snooki likes to laugh a lot, apparently. I don't know what to tweet about. There's a squirrel out there. It's pretty funny. Anyways, back to Twitter. I think I'm just going to leave it for today. I don't know what to do. What am I supposed to tweet about? I just don't get it. I can't even think with my roommate's music playing. That's it. I know what I'm going to write. Roommate's music too loud. Hashtag roommate problems. Yeah, that's what I'm going to tweet.
Okay, day 2. I was wrong. Can't get Twitter off my mind. I started doing some research. Twitter was invented by Jack Dorsey. He invented it in 2006, but Twitter didn't become popular until it accepted a South by Southwest Web Award in 2007. Became really popular around 2008, however, when it became famous as a primary means of disseminating updates from journalists and amateurs alike. Events such as the 2008 U.S. election, the U.S. Airways plane crash on the Hudson River, the Iranian election were all huge events that were widely covered by people on Twitter, such as journalists and just everyday citizens. That's apparently what made Twitter so big, according to a University of Texas professor.
So I still don't understand this whole thing with Twitter. It's my second day online. People posting about what they ate last night or something. I always thought it was for like 12-year-old girls. I did some research because I heard Brayden was doing some as well. And Esther Hargate said that women and younger people are more likely to use Twitter than males and older adults. I just don't understand like who they're tweeting to. In an article by Alice Marwick, she said that there's this theory, it's the imagined audience theory. So the user basically just imagines who they think. Even if no one's really reading their thing, they still believe that, you know, there's a huge audience out there, so they want to write their tweets so that the other people are entertained by them. Basically, online participants will create their own social order, and it challenges the social order of the real world because a lot of the barriers are broken down in electronic media. It's different than when you come across face-to-face interaction. Because people are able to present themselves in highly managed ways, they can choose exactly what to display, and that way they're always perceived the exact way they want to be perceived.
Okay, so the addiction's gotten pretty bad. I've actually turned to smoking I need something to do with my hands, you know? I did some more research. According to Brad and Deborah Shep, Twitter can actually be used to get jobs, and like people get paid for this. It's hurting my financial future to not be on Twitter. According to them, people are actually making money on Twitter. Like, that's their job. I've learned a lot today. I'm no longer just gonna make stupid jokes on Twitter. I'm actually gonna use it for good.
Now that I'm starting to use Twitter a little bit more, I'm starting to see a little bit more of the benefits. Once you start following people that you actually like, you get to read things that interest you, and that's pretty cool. As far as news coverage goes, broadcasters are able to reach a wider audience using Twitter. But they are starting to get competition from bloggers who use this medium to their benefit. They've been able to create messages that complement the medium rather than journalists who may have a harder time condensing their reports into 140 characters. Noah Arsenault and Amy Schmidt-Weiss from San Diego University explain that despite original skepticism from major media outlets, this electronic media now covers politicians and events. This allows users to get more involved with politics. They are able to interact with politicians with Q&A via Twitter, and it also allows people in a larger geographic area to group together to spread the word about a specific cause. So people in Canada and the US, they can all group together just by, hashtagging a certain thing. So this tool creates a new power relationship between the government and citizens. As Christensen explains, protesters can use this media in order to spread the word in an up-to-date fashion. And although certain governments feel threatened, they then will begin to monitor the messages. So there's a bit of a positive and a negative aspect to that as well.
Okay, day 4. Did some more research. Apparently, I'm not the only one who has trouble coping with addiction to social media. Margaret Morris and a team of hers from the University of Western Reserve in Cleveland, Ohio, did a study and found that the use of mobile phone application and things such as microblogging helps to cope with stress and self-awareness. And they came to the conclusion that mobile therapies, such as Twitter on your cell phone, can encourage self-awareness and can help you to deal with things that cause you stress in your daily life. And I'm really feeling that right now.
So from what I originally thought of Twitter, it's changed a little bit. There was a study done in 2009 by Pear Analytics. They found that 41% of tweets were pointless babble, so just what people were doing, what they were eating, that kind of thing. Since then, Twitter's kind of made their changes. They want it to be a little bit less narcissistic. They want it to be about sharing information. So instead of what are you doing right now as being their tagline question for you to update your Twitter status, they have share and discover what's happening right now anywhere in the world. So they're trying to get the feel of like the globalization, how everyone's kind of interacting together, how you can talk to someone on the other side of the world, and that kind of thing. They're talking about joining the conversation. So it's more about a community now than just about self-involvement.
Day 5, the final day. I don't know if I'm still even addicted to Twitter. I'm gonna use it still, but I don't know if I need it. I'm not feeling any of the side effects anymore. And I don't know if I even really miss it. I'm sure when I get it back I will. I feel like I'm just out of the loop. I'm off the grid. Apparently Whitney Houston died. That's exciting. But yeah. I don't know if I really need it anymore. This experiment has ruined me. God only knows how many followers I've lost. Kind of concerning. Might just give it up for good. We'll have to see.
All right, so it's the last mandatory Twitter day. I've seemed to get a little bit of the hang of it. I like it a lot more than I thought I was going to. One of the benefits for a student especially, I find, since I'm not living at home and I'm not getting the paper from my parents, it's good because I follow CBC, CNN, whoever I want, and I can get the news right to my phone and I can read it from there, which is pretty convenient. Braden seemed to struggle a little bit at first, but he's seeming to be doing okay right now, except he didn't even know that Whitney Houston died. Anyways, as far as my experience goes, I think it's a pretty cool tool. Didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I actually have started to. I've even converted some of my friends to Twitter. What you doing?
You'll see.
spraying. Back to Twitter. Really? You had to tweet that to me?
Just tweet it to everyone.